Hello and welcome back to Fairweather Trains for another video featuring a new loco we got at the Great Train Fair week, where we had 3 in a week. I haven't even run this one yet. I have had it out of the box to have a look at the train fair, and you may notice in the background I'm currently running a West Country class. Oh, there we go, called Blackmore Vale. And the reason I'm running that, because I thought I was going to compare it to this one. So this is another West Country class. This one's called Exeter and is apparently some sort of limited edition. As you can see, this is R320. See it in the box there, and this one says 45 quid on it. I paid 40. So I have briefly had it out of the box in the shop, and we'll see how this compares to Blackmore Vale over there. What I can tell you is Blackmore Vale is from 2001 to 2004 and is fitted with a nice 5-pole motor, and this one, Exeter, is from 1995, and as I say, is a limited edition of 4,000, I think it was when I looked it up. And this one has an XO4 motor in it, but I don't think it's tender drive. I don't remember it being tender drive. Anyway, we'll get this one out and we'll see if they've improved the detailing on Blackmore Vale or not. I suspect not, but anyway. So this is still sealed at one end, the label end. That horrible polystyrene packaging, which is dreadful. As you can see, it comes with the crew and some vacuum pipes to be fitted. That bag is open, so let's see if we can get this out. There's not holes in the back. No holes in the back for this one. Let's get rid of all this old tissue paper. Right, yeah, so as I was saying, this is a so-called special edition from 1995. Firstly, I can see is this won't have any tender pickups. This Blackmore Vale one has got those little copper prongs on the back, which I just noticed when I got it out of the box. There's one of them broken off, so it's not at its best at the moment. But as usual with these, the old paintwork's fantastic. Decent moulding. Wheels on the tender are a bit dirty, but as I say, I haven't even run this yet, so let's hope it runs. We'll have a look at the main loco. There we go, Exeter nameplate is nicely applied. Can't read what it says under the badge there. Oh, it says West Country class, I think. There's plenty of rivet work on this. It's a decent looking loco. No, it's definitely not tender drive. It does have traction tyres though, which I must admit, Blackmore Vale struggles to pull very much at all. Just starts wheels spinning everywhere. That's why it's only got 2 coaches at the moment. Also, this part here, that little rod there is plastic, and the rest is metal. It does have those excellent wheels though, which are very nice. The wheels are a little bit dirty on this as well. In the cab, just got a little bit of cab detail. You see two clips there, which I imagine are what holds the chassis on. You just spin it around. Pretty much the same this side. And on the front, yeah, Southern badge. No sprung buffers, plastic buffers at that. And across the top, there's not a lot of detail to see obviously, but you can see there's a bit of riveting going on. The metal safety valves in there. No hole down the chimney. Yeah, decent looking engine. We'll get the other one in and we'll quickly compare the two. So you can see the older one in the background there. If I get the tender for the newer model. This one does have tender pickups. You can just see them in there, I think. But the two greens are different. Blackmore Vale is a slightly lighter green. Coal load is slightly different, but the moulding is nearly the same. This one's got these bits here. That one's just got the hatch. It's got better ladders on the back. Picked out lamps. And the hook. Blackmore Vale has metal buffers. Bottom one's Blackmore Vale. Not quite such a big decoupling. You may be able to change that one, I'm not sure. Well, that one you probably could as well because it's screwed in. This one's a Hornby made in England, and this one I'm pretty sure wouldn't be. Yeah, that's a made in China job. Slightly different arrangement of the doors there, so that's a different moulding as well. And that's a taller, thinner, what would you call that, roof part, rain shelter, whatever. This one's wider and fatter. This one's got a bit of glazing in there. That one's just empty. Couple of extra handrails on Blackmore Vale. What looks like separately fitted steps on this one. I think the bogies look pretty much the same. There might be a slight bit of better definition on that. I'm not sure about that actually. And then the let's compare the same ends. As I say, better ladders, and oh, that one's a bit loose. But yeah, it looks like it's a bit missing from there. But the lights are picked. Oh no, there's not. But the lights are picked out, and the ladders are separately fitted rather than moulded. So let's compare the Locos. So I've already looked at Exeter, but we'll get that in back in the shop. So again, slightly lighter colouring, I think. Yeah, on the Loco itself. I think there's a better quality nameplate there as well. That's got some relief to it, whereas Exeter's just printed on. Bit of extra detail in here. Still got that plastic bit though. This one's had the brake rods fitted, and the running gear looks like it's been sort of chemically blackened somehow. I don't know why, but that's just a piece of dirt, isn't it? Front bogey is a bit better detail as well. Let's just compare the wheels. think it's safe to say that the Blackmore Vale wheels are better, as is the running gear. If you can see, this one's got chunky screws on it and is thicker. Excuse the cuckoo clock there. And it's also got these wheels on the front bogie, which this one doesn't. Well, it does, but they don't look anywhere near as good. And on the front end, you've got the Southern badge and the number, picked out lights. It's got a sort of green drop shadow on Blackmore Vale. I think maybe the difference in those Southern badges is just the one's that much newer and therefore a bit cleaner, a bit less faded. Have a look around the other side. Again, just that little splash of colour there is quite nice. And glazing. Some nice glazing, nice window frames. And no glazing at all on that one. And this one's got a painted cab, which is quite nice. Separately fitted handrails, which this one doesn't have, or any paint. There's also some glazing in there. And it has this thing with the copper prongs on it, except I've noticed, as I said, one of them broken off. So at some point, must have been in storage because I haven't run this for a good while. So obviously won't be picking up for the tender at the minute. I'll have to try and see if I can sort that out. Then you've got the copper pipes under the cab, which this special edition doesn't have. Well, they're there, but they're not painted or anything. Yeah, so Blackmore Vale, the guide it up, I remember this, I got this a couple of years ago, the guide it up for 45 quid, unboxed. And I picked it up, said how much do you want for that, and both the wind deflectors were missing off the front. And he said, oh God, I didn't know they were missing. Oh, you can have it for 20 quid. What he didn't realise, and I didn't deliberately hide it, was that both of them were in the display box he had them in. I reckon someone had manhandled it at the show and busted them off because they're a bit frail. So I managed to just pick it up for 25 quid and glue them on. This was a couple of years ago. So across the top, the brass bits are a bit more noticeable on that one. That may be prototypical, of course. It's smaller on that one, but that may be what it's supposed to look like. Also, there's no moulding seam there, presumably because the roof would be a separate moulding to the sides, I reckon. So what we've got to do first is see if Exeter actually runs. So I'll get that on the track and we'll see how that goes. So I've got Exeter down in my sidings here just to give it a quick test. One thing I should have mentioned is Blackmore Vale does not have traction tyres. However, as I said, it's got the pulling power of a gnat. I think that's partly to do with the way the wheels sit on the track. I think it could do with a bit more weight in the front, but I haven't done anything with that. So first of all, let's see if it even goes. First thing I noticed is it's been wired backwards at some point. Bear in mind I haven't done anything to this. It will get a bit of a lube up and a damn good run. Seems a little bit pulsy, but at the higher speed, bit of a stutter on the points. Not surprising really, as effectively it's only picking up on 2 sets of wheels. Doesn't seem too bad, does it? Let's do the same with Blackmore Vale. If I can even get it to go. Wrong controller. That's interesting. That one's wired up the wrong way around as well. Oh, perhaps that's how they did it. I'd forgotten about that. I think this one seems a bit quieter. It has got the 5-pole motor, of course. Definitely seems a bit quieter, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Exeter there, down on the main line, let it fly around, see how it gets on, and see if it can do a whole lap without just stopping. Exeter's down on the main line, it's pulling some old, or 2 old Silver Seal Southern coaches. Let's send it away. So that's running rather well, considering I haven't done anything to it. Blackmore Vale has been demoted to goods, but it's really suffering with its lack of tender pickups. Yeah, that's just stopped on a bend. I think it's the swing on the front driving wheel when it goes around bends. Comes off the rail a little bit, and without the tender pickups to help it, it's struggling. Whereas Exeter here is tramping on nicely. Yeah, that's struggling. I'm going to have a look at that, get that fixed. So there's both Locos in the picture. I would have said up until today that Blackmore Vale was one of my better running Hornby engines, but that prong snapping off really has made a difference. I'm going to have a look at fixing that. And also it doesn't seem to have great pickup from just the driving wheels, so I think it's time to have the top off that and have a look at the pickups. Maybe the tender pickups were covering up some bad pickup in the Loco itself, whereas Exeter over there runs really well. It's a little bit more noisy, but I've not run it in or anything. It's a little bit more chunky. It's not quite as a good model, but there's not a massive difference. It runs rather well, and considering I haven't even cleaned the wheels yet, I haven't done anything to it, that's straight from the box. So I'm happy with both of them. Which of the colours do you prefer? Which one's most correct, if you like? Because I'm not too sure, but I like both of them. I like looking at the old spam cans. We never see them come down here anymore on specials or anything. I'm not even sure there's any still running, is there? And yeah, I'm more than happy with both of them, considering I got both of them for under 80 quid. No, even less than that. 40 and 25, yeah, 65, so less than 70 quid for the two. Admittedly about 3 years apart, but I don't think that's too bad. Even in this picture you can see that Blackmore Vale is a slightly better model, but it's currently running like a pig, but at least I sort of know why and I can sort that out. So let me know what you think of these. You got one, do they run well for you? So Blackmore Vale certainly did for me. It was silent, and the only problem it had was it was a bit of a rubbish puller, but yeah, I can live with that. I don't run huge long trains anyway. So thank you for watching that one. That's very kind of you. I do appreciate people watching, and not sure what the next one's going to be. I'll find out. I'll think about it for a couple of days and see what we come up with. So thanks again, and bye for now. Well, because Blackmore Vale was running uncharacteristically poorly, I thought I'd better have a look, see what was going on, and it turned out when I had a look that I hadn't serviced it since I got it about 3 years ago. Because it ran so well at the time, I never touched it. So now it's had a good clean up and a fiddle. It's running so much better, which is sort of more befitting for its nice 5-pole motor. So all the jerkiness and stuttering has gone. It was just some very dirty wheels. Yeah. Just a normal service has brought it back to how it should be. Yeah, no problems there. I'm pleased that's all it was. Yeah, just a bit of a clean up. So I just wanted to show that I do recommend these. And they're not stuttery, jumpy and awful like it was in the main body of the video. So thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.